Hello, lovely friend. I am Dr. Mary Barson.
And I'm Dr. Lucy Burns.
And this is the Real Health and Weight Loss Podcast.
Hello, gorgeous one. Dr. Lucy here, introducing my lovely friend, Dr. Mary. But before I do that, we're doing a thing called batch recording, which is where we record a few episodes in a row. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see we're wearing exactly the same clothes because we are recording this back to back. And sometimes that's efficient and effective. And other times what we like to do is to be able to slot relevant episodes in between. But yes, so here I am wearing my same blue, aqua and orange shirt. And Dr. Mary, you are looking gorgeous wearing your same floral arrangement.
I think we're both in resort wear, I think, is what we're wearing today, which is very appropriate to the fabulous hot summery weather we're having at the moment. So as we lounge in our resort wear and record this fabulous podcast episode, I am excited to talk about today's topic on ideology, dogma, and tribalism, and how this has a limited place in diet and lifestyle and the potential dangers of dogma and ideology.
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, I guess what we'd like to talk about a bit is kind of the history of this phrase we're using of tribalism, and where it comes from and why humans might like it or be attracted to it.
It's part of human nature.
Yeah. Can you talk us through this a bit?
Well, humans, we are naturally social animals, and we tend to form tribes based on shared beliefs and shared practices. And it has been a survival mechanism for us throughout our evolution. We survived and thrived as social animals in groups and gatherings. And so for us, the need to belong to a social group, that sense of belonging, the sense for us to feel connected is extremely important. And it's a good thing. We need to feel like we belong. We need to have that sense of connection and that sense of security within a group. It's so important to our psychology and even to our physical health. So that there's nothing inherently wrong with this we call it tribalism. We want to belong to groups. And you see this on the football field, you see it all over the place, even in book groups, all kinds of places where people come together based on their shared beliefs and shared practices. But in the context of diet and lifestyle, I think that this instinct has a darker side that we just need to be aware of, because it can often show up in people aligning themselves with a particular ideology. They could be in the carnivore gang, the vegan gang, the keto gang, the health at any size gang. And although this creates a sense of belonging, which is great and has a lot of positive aspects, there is some potential dangers there, especially when you really get pulled into the ideology and the dogma.
Yes, and I think you're right. I mean, the things that happen within these groups, and again, not just diet and lifestyle, as you said, we see it with all sorts of things. And there's a group, and I think you mentioned it, there's a sort of a set of rules or a set of things that people should do. And, we see this in religious groups, for example, school groups, as you said, football codes. And one of the things that happens is that you're in your gang, and that means that no other gangs, you can't be in any other gangs.
Yes, that's right.
It sets up this sort of us and them.
Yeah, and I think that is the risk, that belonging to a group can be positive, but those rigid ideologies, particularly when they're around, diet and lifestyle, it can really limit our personal growth and create that us versus them mentality. And that can be potentially damaging, especially when you get that sort of exclusive language that can develop. And you can get in this situation where there's sort of polarization, this sort of polarized thinking that you're either right or wrong. And there's this pressure to conform, and it can create labels and judgments when we use that polarization. And you can have, for example, you can have someone who is a strict keto follower might criticize someone for eating an apple, or a vegan who strict sort of plant-based follower may criticize someone for eating eggs, or someone who strictly follows the health at any size movement might criticize someone for not wanting to eat a Tim Tam. And this label and judgment can be problematic, especially when we're criticizing each other, but I think even more when we start criticizing ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that happens when we do this, again, we've got this sort of external rules, and we see this a lot when people first join one of our programs, for example, where they're asked permission. What can I eat this? Am I allowed to? So they're working their way around the rules, and I'm doing sort of air quotes, and they're a bit scared not to do it properly.
Yeah, they feel failure. They're either going to do it right or they're going to do it wrong. So they're either going to succeed or they're going to fail. And that all or nothing mindset it's unsustainable and damaging to long-term health. For many people, it is damaging to long-term health.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the whole thing is, and this is one of your lovely statements, so I may not be even saying it right, but it's that thing that there is no one thing for everybody. Can you tell me exactly what that is again?
Yeah, there's no one size fits all. There is only one size fits one sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I went to a lecture recently where somebody even said that, like with weight loss, there is no one thing that works for every person. There is something that will work for every person. So, and sometimes it means that you need to do a few things. So a collection of things that will help you. But
it's so personal. Health is so personal, and we need to be able to personalize it for ourselves. And that requires a degree of open-mindedness and being able to avoid the damaging dogma and the damaging ideology, so we can remain adaptable to our own needs and even to our own evolving needs. Something may work for us 5 years ago and it might not work anymore, and we might need something new and a new strategy, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're a failure.
No, I think it's really interesting that one of the damaging things around ideology and around this tribalism is that it makes for really good clickbait.
Yes.
So, it's really easy. I remember I used to think, God, imagine if you were a radio host, one of those talkback radio hosts, because how easy would that job be? You just isolate a group, make some critical thing, and then everyone rings in with their stories agreeing with you. And I thought, what a job. That'd be so good. And of course, if you don't agree with them, you're driving your car being furious that they're saying X, Y, and Z, and you want to ring in and complain and disagree with them. And this divisiveness, which is often used to, again, promote products, promote ideologies, promote religious beliefs, can be anything, doesn't just have to be around food. But it is a powerful marketing technique. And I think we need to be mindful of it.
We do, because yes, and that things can market to us, particularly when they think that we know us. And if you receive marketing messages that agree with your ideology, you could be even more susceptible. So I think that open-mindedness and flexibility is key here. It is okay to be tribal and to want to be part of a tribe. This is human, and there are lots of positive aspects of community and finding your community. We are very pro community. We absolutely are, but we are not really pro that all or nothing mindset, because that's what we said I think can be unsustainable and damaging. So, instead, we would like to foster this understanding that your health is really personal, to just maintain an openness to new ideas. So you and I, Lucy, we're not tied to any one particular ideology. We're open to new evidence, open to new viewpoints, and we try to sort of maintain, inclusion versus exclusion. And a philosophy that we find helpful is to, instead of clinging to certain dietary dogmas, just to focus on real food and real nourishing food, and the overall quality of our diet is really helpful. And recognize that those occasional deviations, indulgences, treats, whatever you are, they are okay. They are, just a sort of a natural part of our progress, a natural part of life, and that because, you ate an apple, you ate a Tim Tam because of, whatever deviation from, whatever plan you had, doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It doesn't mean that you don't belong. It's just part and parcel of life.
No. And I think you're absolutely right. We see this a lot. I mean, obviously, the obvious tribal warfare is the carnivore versus vegans. There's heaps of dialogue on that. There's Netflix videos. There's documentaries all over the place. And honestly, there are people who are doing carnivore and thriving. There are people doing vegan and plant-based. There are people, if somebody was to say to me, plant-based diets are bad for everybody, well, the evidence doesn't support that. That's actually not true. Do I want to do plant-based eating? No, I don't, because for me, it's not part of, what I think is going to make me healthy. But if somebody else wanted to do it, then I would support them.
Yeah, that's right. And find a way to make it work for them.
One of the things I think is that people, again, they get attracted hoping that this tribe will be their missing piece, their silver bullet, the magic link. And I think that, again, we've got to be just mindful of social media in this aspect, because there is lots of stuff going on out there that is encouraging you to join their tribe and repel all other thoughts. And it's not just carnivore and vegan. It's real food and ultra-processed food. There are people out there who will tell you food is not medicine. Food doesn't matter what you eat. Stop listening to all of those people recommending food. I know a number of influential influencers, there's a tautology for you, who are promoting this, that we need to stop telling people to stop eating processed food. And yet I see at the other end of the spectrum that meme where you've got the two windows, and on one window is, I don't know, 200 people lined up, and it's, and on the other window there's nobody or one person. And again, they will call out their different philosophies. So one will be, drugs and prescriptions, 200 people lining up, lifestyle, nobody lining up. Doesn't have to be either or.
No, that's right. We do not live in the lifestyle only camp or the medication only camp. Why would you limit yourself? Health is so individual. Health is so personal. You want to use all the tools available to you. This is what we're doing in our clinics, in our fabulous new clinic that is opening up. Yeah. You want to be open-minded to all of your tools, to all of the ideas, and inclusive to all of the things that could help you, and then just create your own lovely, tailored approach that works for you, that is still flexible. So when the little wobbles of life wobble, you can still keep going without being derailed by these thoughts. Well, I've stuffed it now, so I can't possibly do it. Or my tribe is going to reject me, so I can't possibly do it. I need to reject myself because, I can't maintain these rigid rules.
Absolutely. And look, we've spent, time we have a big Facebook community called the Low Carb Real Food Community. And, every now and then somebody will just post something that they're asking a question, and it might be around, is this brand of oil okay or something? And we will not allow a pile on. If somebody says no, it's terrible, no, this is you should know better, like ridiculous things, they just get deleted and booted out of the group. Again, people writing things like chia seeds are poison. Honestly,
that's right.
Yeah. I'm not interested in anybody trying to create division or making other people feel bad for asking a question. I mean, that's the
Yes.
other thing that happens in these groups. They're meant to be safe and they're not.
Yeah, I know. I remember a long time ago, many years ago, in a low carb Facebook group, a big low carb Facebook group, I posted what I thought was an interesting article about sulforaphanoides, which is a mouthful, which are these plant chemicals inside broccoli. And there's sort of this interesting article looking at the health benefits of these, it's this particular phytonutrient. And it was something new. I didn't know about them before. I thought, oh, this is interesting. I'll share this. And then I did. I got some like social media hate from these people in this low carb community saying that I was a vegan fundamentalist and this was vegan propaganda. And it was all a little bit like, oh, okay, wasn't prepared for that. And
Yeah.
that was that kind of that toxicity from this tribalism. The fact that I was suggesting that broccoli had health benefits was triggering for people, which is really interesting because I was going against their rigid beliefs.
Yeah, and honestly, again, it's I don't understand why. I think that the keyboard warrior phrase, warrior with an A, is rife in some of these communities because people, I don't know why they feel this need to then enforce the rules. And honestly, it's ridiculous. Like, if somebody's posting a picture of, and it might be their gigantic steak and there's a bit of, I don't know, lettuce on the side or something, everybody's piling on them.
For eating the lettuce?
It's just unhelpful.
Yeah. Whereas other people may pile on them for eating the steak.
Yeah. So I guess, again, part of our philosophy is to foster, as you said, inclusion, to help people be able to make choices that they actually want to make and not feel beholden to external forces. And what we really want, and I think this is what everybody should aim for, is to be able to give people agency. And what that means is that you are the boss of you. You get to make choices, decisions based on all of the understanding and knowledge of the benefits and consequences of whatever your chosen behavior is, and that's okay. Except murdering public. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
No, that's right. True. I mean, society sort of general rules and laws, they're probably a good thing to abide by, and we encourage you to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. But in general, as far as things like, what you choose to eat, when you choose to go to bed, again, now there are people who are feeling bad because they're going to bed late. And again, it might be something where we go, well, let's think about why that's happening for you. And rather than just shaming people into changing their behavior, it's really unpacking, unraveling why are we doing this behavior? Because here's the newsflash: whatever behavior we're doing, there is something in it for us.
Yes, okay? There's always some kind of reward that our brain is after. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, and so you might not even be aware of it, and that's okay. We unpack that, unravel it, and then you get to decide and make choices that perhaps are going to serve you better. But again, you are the boss of you. If you choose not to do it, what's this phrase I love? You do you. It's
you
not
do
my, you do you.
That's right. You do you. And if you can do you whilst also being part of a welcoming community, that's excellent, because community is important. Yes. But we do need to be able to do ourselves.
Absolutely. And if you're in a community that doesn't make you feel good about yourself, that's not you, that's the community. Yeah. And, they're failing you, not you failing them.
Yes. Yeah. Wonderful. You are the boss of you, beautiful people.
You absolutely are. And, you know where we're all hanging out in our communities at Real Life Medicine. So, yeah.
Come join us.
Come and join us. And we will
welcome you.
Yes, we will welcome you. We will never judge you. We will hopefully make you feel good about yourself and then empower you to make decisions that you're happy with. Because honestly, what I want is for everybody to go to bed without any regrets, whatever their choices, because you truly are the boss of you.
That sounds lovely. See you
All
later,
right,
gorgeous
lovelies.
ones.
Talk soon. Bye now.
Bye.
The information shared on the Real Health and Weight Loss podcast, including show notes and links, provides general information only. It is not a substitute, nor is it intended to provide individualised medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, nor can it be construed as such. Please consult your doctor for any medical concerns.